welcome back to Raquel Lee Las Vegas. It's me, Raquel Lee. So, we're just gonna jump right in. Today, I'm not gonna go around everything. I think I've done that long enough in the sense of being gone for this long. So, welcome back to video number 2. I think I'm actually gonna start like numbering these and making them like full-on episodes. Because I've got so much to talk to you guys about. We're just jumping in. Like I said, I still have the cooking video that will be coming out. I just have a few little tweaks to make to it, and then you guys will get that probably on Wednesday. I'm gonna finish editing it up tonight, so those of you looking for the fun cooking stuff, because I've got a lot of friends that have been asking me about all of the things that I've been cooking, because like I said, I've been cooking everything. So all of that will be up this week. I promise, I swear. Busy week, good week, fun week. But we're going to do our topic today, which is unnecessary conflict within your relationship. Now, for those of you who've been here since the beginning, welcome back. You're used to this. Whatevs. For those of you who are new, we do a lot of relationship discussions, and that's just because 98% of the time that's what I'm getting asked about the most. Yeah, I do skincare, hair care, beauty, all that stuff too, shopping, all the girly things. But honestly, I care more about the information and the good conversation portion of sharing. So I never post any of the other stuff. But that will be coming out this week also. So just stay tuned for that if that's all you really care about. But unnecessary conflict. So this is touchy for a lot of people, and it's because everybody's sensitivity level is different. And I say that because obviously I'm married, and the biggest thing as far as our own friend group, even people that we meet when we're just out in public, everybody's always like, oh, you guys have such a good relationship and you guys are really cute and this, that, and the third. But when they ask us for advice, we both always have the same answer. It's always about letting your significant other exist and be themselves. A lot of people don't know how to do that. And case in point, I have a friend who is in a relationship, hasn't been in a relationship in I wouldn't say like a super long time, but a decent amount of time. So it's almost like new territory in the sense of it's more serious as far as their relationship is concerned. But one of them is super, super, super sensitive. And when I say super sensitive, I mean the stuff that I find out about, because I mean, obviously they talk to me. And if you are wondering how I am talking about this, obviously I'm not going to say who they are and this, that, and the third, but I always make sure it's okay for me to share their stories. But my human experience consulting website, this is where things like this come the most. Like, even though it's supposed to be all well-rounded, supposed to be the entire human experience, better way to enjoy your life, all of which is linked down below. Excuse me. Everybody still always is asking about relationship advice. And I feel like it's just, that seems to be not the hardest thing, but the most trending thing, I guess, because nobody seems to feel like they get it right. But let me also say there's no perfect right answer for how a relationship should work. So side note, little tidbit for you. But anyway, so the couple that I'm referring to, one of them, like I said, is super, super sensitive. Like, the stuff that they get mad at is stuff that really doesn't pertain to their relationship. And one of them is always getting their feelings hurt because that person is taking out all of those, I guess you would call it an insecurity, insecure frustrations out on their partner. And it really frustrates me just in general, like outside of the fact that even if I wasn't married, this would irritate me. Even if I wasn't this type of person already, this sort of thing would irritate me, because it's just, I don't want to say it's unnatural, but it's silly. I feel like after a certain point, after you get to a certain age, when you're in a relationship, certain things just shouldn't be triggers. Certain things just shouldn't be I guess, talked about in the sense of like, you got to pick and choose your battles. You shouldn't be arguing over every little thing. And if you're in a relationship where not only you're arguing, but you're arguing about everything, then either y'all need to have a conversation or you need to reevaluate your relationship. Like I had two people actually, but they're again in a newer relationship, and one of them used to deal with another person who their significant other, I don't want to say was friends with, but maybe they were acquaintances at one point or something to that effect. And it seems as though I don't want to say what I think it is, because obviously I don't know for a fact, but I guess I can go on theory and just kind of, I can just use their story and go from there. But you ever find those like vindictive people? It's like, if I can't have you, nobody else can. It's kind of like that. If you've ever seen the movie, My Best Friend's Wedding, it's where Julia Roberts and Dermot, I want to say Mulroney, I don't know if I pronounce it right, but it's them and Cameron Diaz. Julia Roberts and Dermot are best friends, but they used to date for, it was one hot month. When you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. But they dated for a short period of time, and he was in love with her and this, that, and the third. And she just wasn't about it. She just wasn't that type of person. So they've been friends, say 20 years, whatever it is. And now he's getting married to Cameron Diaz. And all of a sudden she has this epiphany about how much she loves him and could have had him before he got into this relationship. And she does all these different things to sabotage their relationship. And I mean, spoiler alert. Well, no, I take it back. I'm not going to tell you what happens. Watch the movie. I believe it's on Hulu currently. It might even be on, yeah, it might be on Netflix too, but come on, you're sitting at home. What are you doing? It's pandemic, quarantine. You have nothing to do but watch movies. Cute movie. Mostly for females. I wouldn't expect most of you men to watch that. But nonetheless, same kind of concept. Like, it was one of those, well, if I can't have you, nobody else can. Well, it's not for you to decide who someone should be with, especially if you had the chance to be with that person and you're no longer dealing with them because you just didn't feel like it. On top of which, the one thing that I really, really loved about that movie was the fact that Cameron Diaz didn't get mad at her man. She got mad at Julia Roberts for doing everything to sabotage it. And that is something that happens all too many times. Women, stop getting mad at somebody that is not being entertained by your dude. Mainly, I'm sorry, I'm totally directing this at women because I don't see men doing this as often. I'm not saying they don't do it at all, but women care way too much about it, more so than men. Women, please stop cussing out your man and getting all up in his face for something that does not have to do with him. If somebody is in his messages, in his DMs, calling him or whatever it is, and he is not entertaining them, you have no right to be mad at him. If you want to be mad at somebody, get mad at the chick, because all she's clearly doing is trying to get in where she fits in type thing. But if he's not giving her that leeway, then you have no reason to be upset. And that's been, I think I've gotten that topic as far as, I want to say, because I've been working on my website a lot, which is also the other reason why I've been gone. But I want to say that almost like 40% of the clients I've had have all been dealing with some form of that. I'm like, guys, you've got to stop doing that. It's not okay. It's kind of like, okay, since we want to talk about relationships and who's mad at who, Will and Jada, since everybody, saw that publicly, let's talk about that. So, perfect example of people being too much in your business that's not actually theirs to understand. As we all know, they have been married for X amount of years, and recently it came out that she had a entanglement with August Alsina. Okay, well, first of all, they're still together. So Jada and Will are still together. So everybody's little opinion about her little escapade is irrelevant. Second of all, even outside of that, if they made it public, then I can understand why everybody would feel some type of way, but that was their relationship, that was their business. So now they're kind of getting all this additional unnecessary scrutiny for something that, one, doesn't pertain to any of us, and two, has no real effect on their actual relationship. Had that have been the case, they wouldn't have been able to come together to talk about that in public. Yeah, Will obviously looked hurt. Yeah, Will is upset. Of course, who's not going to be upset to be told that they weren't enough for their woman or man, regardless of whatever the situation was? Yeah, nobody likes hearing that. But the point is, they're still together. They're happy. They're fine. Get over it. On top of which, clearly, the reason why that was pointed out was to benefit him, not to sabotage her necessarily. That brought him attention. That brought him clout, if that makes sense. And that's kind of what I mean with somebody else kind of interjecting into your relationship. Now, granted, yeah, she was married when she decided to mess with him, but they claim, and none of us know whether it's true or not, which is why I hate hearing this argument anyway, but they claim that they agreed, as a matter of fact, talked about it on the red table, saying that they were like completely okay with the fact that they were going to be separated. They had no intention of being together. So coming from a married standpoint, if myself and my significant other have established that we intend not to get back together, then it should be okay for him or her, him or myself, to decide to go date somebody else. If you're in the process of getting your divorce or legal separation or whatever it is, then you choosing to be in a relationship outside of that shouldn't hinder it. On top of also, for all of you people who care more about the Will and Jada topic than what I'm actually saying, please keep in mind that he was going through the same process when he and Jada got together. So all of that said, all of those different elements are what the very thing that I'm talking about. You have to, one, be okay with all the good things and bad things about your significant other, and you have to accept them without trying to change them. You have to allow them to want to change for themselves. Now, since, again, I was just talking about Will and Jada, whatever it was that made her decide to cut ties with that situation and for her and Will to decide to get back together, that was a decision that was made and they have moved forward with it. So that goes with, I've done a video on this about forgiveness. If you're going to forgive somebody, you have to forgive them without, giving them crap for it later. If I'm going to choose to forgive you for whatever it is, that doesn't mean 3 years later when I have an attitude and I'm pissed off about something else that I'm going to bring this up and this is going to, have an effect on said argument. I hope all of that makes sense. Like, I hope you get what I'm saying, because I mean, I honestly, I can't tell you how much that sort of thing comes up when I'm meeting with clients. Like, it's the most insane concept to me. And I don't know if it's just me. Maybe it is me, because I can't find, I can't say I can't find it all. I mean, I have a handful of people that agree and that are like-minded, but the amount of people that don't apply that is much greater, and it's mind-boggling to me. Like, I really I don't get it at all. And then another thing that happens a lot is just an insecurity level in general when it comes to a relationship. Like, there are some people who, they can't, as far as women go, can't let their man see them, without a weave, without their nails done, without a full face of makeup. Well, again, I've done a video on this too. How do you want them to know the real you if they technically don't know who you are? If you're going to keep playing a part and looking a certain way, well, I hope you can keep it up for the rest of your life, because if that's not actually what you look like, eventually, if you plan for that relationship to stay for any long period of time, he's going to have to know what you look like. Like, again, men don't really do this sort of thing. Men don't go around putting in contacts and putting on a wig or something to go out and deal with somebody. They don't do that to get laid or even to get themselves in a relationship. They don't do that. There's a reason, because if we like you, we like you. That's it. Like, no dude has ever gone out and be like, oh, she got some bomb nails. Oh, she got some nice shoes on. I definitely want to talk to her because she got some red bottoms on because her weave looks like nice. Like, they don't do that. That's not a thing. Like, yes, initially, everybody has a visual attraction to somebody, but that's not what keeps you. Personality, you as yourself, is what keeps a person with you. So I hope y'all have gotten that concept by now. I mean, it's 2020. Jesus, we can't possibly be still on the whole, I have to have, all fake eyelashes, lips done. Not saying there's anything wrong with it for all of you who partake in those things, Botox, plastic surgery, whatever. Look, do you. If that's what you like, that's fine. Just please understand that when you're in a relationship, you're going to have to be transparent. So if that's not the real you, if you can take whatever it is off and you have a real face under there that nobody's seen, or a real body part that nobody's seen, you're probably going to have to address that at some point for all you ones asking questions. Just saying. But I'm trying to think. Like, there was one that was really, really tough, but I don't want to share their story yet because they're still in therapy, I guess you would say. I don't call myself a therapist, but they definitely have been sitting with me for several tries. So they're still on the rocky patch. So I'm not going to talk about their situation just yet. But like I said, I say all that to say, letting your significant other exist is the best way to have a relationship. The person you fell in love with, the person you were attracted to, didn't do anything special except be themselves. If you're putting on a certain type of persona to get liked, again, I hope you can keep that up for the entire duration of your relationship, because if not, okay, well, that's going to cause a problem when so-and-so starts seeing the real you. That's not okay. Letting another person in general exist is just the best piece of advice I can ever give to anyone. It's all about letting the freeness of that person, the free will of that person, be up to that person. If they want to change something about themselves for you, let them make that choice. It's not for you to make. If somebody is entertaining someone that isn't their significant other, it's up to you to make that decision on what you want to do about it, not direct them on how they should deal with that situation, if that makes sense. Whether they want to be with you, whether they want to continue to entertain other people, that's where you have to decide, okay, am I going to sit here and risk being the only one you're talking to, or am I going to step away until you're ready for me to be the only person that you're talking to, if that makes sense. A lot of people don't think about those things, and it really sucks because there's a lot of good men and good women that get hurt and get put into this stigma, all because they've been with people that tried to change them, or they tried to change someone else, and now they're sitting at home alone by themselves with their feelings hurt. That happens so much more often than you would believe. Like, a lot of reasons why, a lot of men stick to the bachelor game is because everybody is too busy trying to tell them how to be them. And same thing for women. It's like if you're with a guy that's super insecure, like you can't go out without him, you can't walk around without your phone, you can't not answer your phone or something like that. Like that's a lot to deal with. You shouldn't be dealing with that anyway. I mean, whatever would possess you to want to deal with it in the first place is a whole nother set of problems. But again, I'm me, so don't have to take my word for it. That's just my opinion. I mean, most of you know what right from wrong, and if you wouldn't do it in your own relationship, why would you condone hearing about it from your friends? Because don't play me. I know some of y'all out there giving whack advice to your friends because you're the bitter one, and vice versa, or you're, getting advice from somebody who definitely shouldn't be giving any. But you can't base it off your personal feelings. And that's another thing too. Like, when you're hanging out with friends and they want to vent to you about their situation, not saying that it's not okay, but don't put your own personal feelings in it, because guess what? That's their relationship. That doesn't apply to you. Again, I've talked about this in other videos. It does not pertain to you. If it is not about you, then don't apply it to yourself. you have to try and think from their perspective. You have to come from a neutral place. You have to come from a place of unbiased. You have to do that. If you're going to give advice, you absolutely have to. There's a level of common sense that goes with that, but common sense and personal feelings are not the same thing. So please get that straight as well. All of that being said, I feel like I ranted, but I mean, y'all know me. I'm passionate about things. Like, and when it's something that really starts to bug me after a certain point, like, you know, the atmosphere, the mood changes. But I love all you guys. Side note, so of course, like I said, website, everything linked down below. But I'm going to be doing a huge fashion haul if you guys are into seeing that. So let me know in the comments if that's what you want to see, and I will post that. I've got a bunch of stuff that I've been ordering. I'm sure everybody's turned into Amazon or fashion or whatever it is you're ordering because you're not going out junky of some kind. Yeah, I the convenience of not having to leave your house at this point. But it sucks because, like, now I don't have to be the person to make up an excuse why I don't want to go somewhere. I can just say, oh, I don't want to go because of COVID. So I've been staying home ordering things and cooking and ordering more things. Story of my life. Anyway, so let me know if you guys want to see that. And I have a new skincare routine if you guys are interested. Like I said, I haven't posted like beauty and fashion stuff on here before. So if that's what you want to see, just let me know and I will absolutely do it. Like I said, I have tons of videos. I never post them. I don't know why. I guess because a lot of people, I don't know, so many people are always doing that. I feel like my thing is more so talking to you guys, but I mean, I also care about your opinion. Like, I don't want to just talk at you all the time. So yeah, let me know if you want to see it. But remember to always inspire daily, empower daily. Repeat that process once a day, every day. And I will see you in the next video. Mwah! Love and light, guys. Bye.